What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Araceli and this is Aracelichanyt DIY. Now in my channel you're gonna find tons of DIY inspiration and I love bringing you guys more unique DIYs, stuff that you may not see everywhere else. So if you guys are into that, I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video.
To make this DIY, you'll need one of these Dollar Tree bins or anything similar, and then I'm just adding a ton of hot glue to the bottom. I did cut up some pool noodle pieces and just attaching them, and I'm going to stack 2 pieces on top of each other. I do want to make sure it stays in place, so I'm taking some Dollar Tree paper bags, just crumpling them up and putting them on the sides. And then I'm also using 3 Dollar Tree Christmas trees and taping 2 of them together to make a taller tree. For that part, it's going to be exposed, and I'm doing my best with a floral tape, which is green, but I'm also going to be using the individual pieces of garland. These come in a pack of 12, I believe. These are also from Dollar Tree. Of course, if you guys don't have pool noodles laying around, you can use floral foam or vice versa. And you guys can see I poked a hole in there, added some glue, and then inserting the bottom of the trees into it. And the paper bag is going to take up space, so you spend less on floral moss. And I'm just topping it off with the floral moss and spraying it with some snow, and it's good to go. This Christmas pillow is super easy. You're going to need 2 dish drying mats from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to keep them just as is because I want the powder on the front and then the red on the back, and you're just going to use hot glue to close it up. If I wanted to keep this for a long time, I would probably sew it. Definitely sew it, but for now we're going to do the hot glue. And then I do have a little bit of this pillow filling, I guess, but I didn't have enough to make it fluffy, and nobody's gonna cuddle on this pillow or anything like that, so I'm just gonna stuff it with some plastic bags. You can use paper bags, you can use whatever it is that you have, but I'm doing this for now, and that is it. I really liked my last Dollar Tree Christmas mat, so I decided to make another one. I like the colors on this one, and I'm going to be using a mop head as well. So on the strands, you're going to cut it in half, then cut those 2 in half, and then cut those in half. So you're going to get a total of 8 pieces per strand. And all you're going to do is just start gluing all around the mat, and at first I just did the 2 sides, but then I decided to do all 4 sides. I'm really feeling the reds and greens for Christmas this year. I want to know what kind of theme you're looking for or going for this Christmas season. Let me know in the comments. Alright, so for this one, I'm taking 2 of these round wooden pieces from Dollar Tree as well as some wrapping paper. The wrapping paper is sort of thin, but that's okay. And then I'm repurposing the snowflake that I did from the last DIY that said ho ho. So just traced around the wrapping paper, and then I'm going to glue it on to the wooden rounds just using some regular jot glue from Dollar Tree. And you guys can see it's kind of bumpy, but I actually like that look. It looks just textured instead of, flat. And then I just use some regular house paint to draw my letters on there. I'm going to be using these picks and then also some Dollar Tree ribbon, and it is good to go. Okay, so for these big bell ornaments, I'll be using some of these bowls from the wedding section at Dollar Tree, as well as these smaller bowls.
For all of my non-Dollar Tree supplies and tools like this one, make sure you check out my Amazon storefront, linked in the description.
I love this hot tool for melting into hard plastic because I tried drilling a hole and it completely broke, so don't try that. So I'm just melting a hole right in the center. These are the colors that I'll be using, and then I'm going to glue the two bowls together, and I'm going to use a total of 4 bowls because I'm making 2 different bells. And I'm just going to take a paint marker to draw my bell design at the bottom, and I realized that I actually didn't finish showing the entire thing, but you guys can just take any regular bell, even the little bells from Dollar Tree, and follow the design from that. That's what I did. And then I also just got a piece of rope and tied some twine around it and just stuck it into that hole because I actually want to hang these. And you definitely don't want to hang it from any of the glued pieces because they will fall apart. So obviously I did spray paint the little bowls black, and then I'm using these shower curtain rings also that I spray painted black, and then you guys will see how I attach it, but I'm just gluing that down to the other bowl, and you guys can see I can grab it and it's not going to fall apart on me, and I can hang it. And then this is just for looks, just so you can tell that it's like a bell ornament, and then add some bigger rope to the ends for, you know, that extra bellish look. I don't even know what I'm saying, but yeah, just glue those down and then you're able to hang these without them falling apart. So I was at Dollar Tree and I happened to come upon these super cute scarves, and they're so soft and they're long. They were the perfect size for this next simple decor idea that I have for you guys. I already have one of these Dollar Tree garlands, beaded garlands, hanging off of my hooks here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add these on there and place the beads towards the front, and then you guys can see my little string lights as well for a little extra pop. Alright, so this one's another super easy DIY. It kind of saves you the trouble of hanging these up individually, and these were the only 3 that I found, just the gold ones, and only 3, so it was perfect for the size dowel that I'm using here. All I'm going to do is just kind of align them, and you guys can see where the snowflake hand is kind of landing on the dowel, and I'm just going to go ahead and nail those down, and you can put them either vertically or horizontally. So on the center snowflake, you'll notice I left a little loop at the top so I can hang it that way, but then I also added a thumbtack and twine so I can hang it vertically. Jingled once more, and then time almost came to a stop. But somehow I knew, and maybe so did you, that everything would change from now on. Yes. For this Noel sign, I picked up one of these Dollar Tree signs, and you guys can already see it has the little wreath on the center, so I'm just going to go ahead and detach that. And I used about 3 coats of this holiday red to paint the sign. I'll also be using these stickers from Hobby Lobby. It says they were $9.99, but I got them with a coupon. So you can also use the Dollar Tree ones, but you'll notice that they're a lot smaller than the ones from Hobby Lobby. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach that little wreath back on there and then put my letters or my letter stickers on there. Once they're down, I am going to go ahead and distress them a little bit with some sandpaper, and then I'm going to be using this painter's marker in white to outline the letters. Alright, so here's where I'm going to show off a little bit. Last year for the Walmart Christmas clearance, I picked up a lot of these 12-foot non-lit garlands, and then also these 24-inch wreaths, and I have a bunch of them in my attic. I picked up like 5 of them or something, and then the garlands also, because they were only like a couple of bucks. So yeah, definitely an awesome pickup. I'm just gonna go ahead and put my Dollar Tree sign right on top of it. This one is going to be so fast and simple. I just was walking down the aisles and I noticed this buffalo check stuff hanging out, and I saw these little, what do you call these? I don't know what you call them, but they're super cute, and I love the little bow on it, and I also love the little gold heart. And all I did was take those same Hobby Lobby letters, just spelled out joy, and then added some Christmas stems from Dollar Tree.
We forgot what you came for, and in the coffee shop just next door, we talked for hours on end. And
for this throw pillow, I'm going to be honest with you, this is something I had already made before. I was about to toss it, but my husband told me to keep it, and I'm glad he did, because now I have something cute to put outside. So these are actually Dollar Tree mats. So I'm taking 2 of them, of course. One has a design, one doesn't. And then I'm also going to take some of this white nautical rope to make a tassel. All I'm going to do is just fold it at the top and then, you know, tie it up with some twine. And the way that I'm going to sew these inside of the corners of the mats. And you guys will kind of see here. See how I sewed them in? They're facing in. And then this is going to be the outside of the pillow, obviously. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up my mats to sew this. You can hand sew it. I'm showing you guys that it's super easy to do. But I have a sewing machine, so I'm going to do this a lot quicker and just go ahead and sew that up. Leave the opening so that I can stuff it. And I found this, whatever this snow stuff is, at Goodwill. And so I'm just going to go ahead and use that. And you guys could use a pillow if you have it. Then I'm just going to sew it to close it right up.
Yes, from this Christmas on, this Christmas on.
Okay, so here's a couple non-DIY Dollar Tree decor ideas. So I did pick up this tree skirt from Dollar Tree a few weeks back. I used it on a different video, but I'm going to use it for this one now. So I took this little cornered table. I'm going to place it right on top, and then I'm going to be putting my Walmart Christmas tree. And then I'm going to be adding a Dollar Tree star, or like a tree topper. And I actually saw these in gold, but I'm like, no, my decor is not gold, so I'm gonna pick up silver. Silly me. You could always add a coat of spray paint. And you guys, that tree is a set. It comes with 2. It comes with a really long garland and then also a wreath, and I got it on clearance for like 12 bucks for that whole set. It was awesome. Now for this really easy countertop ladder, or a ladder that you can hang on your wall, I'm going to be using these paint sticks. You guys can see here I'm gluing 2 together, like 2 on top of each other, and then I'm going to place those together. And this is actually from a different DIY that I will link down below. And everything was already done, so I'm just kind of recapping what I did on the first one. I went ahead and stapled them together to make sure that they don't fall apart on me. You can find those craft sticks in my Amazon storefront, linked in the description. So I did spray paint them with this flat black spray paint, and it was already done, so all I'm adding is an extra an extra craft stick on there just because I needed one more for my ladder. So I did go ahead and staple those together, and you guys know how to form a ladder, so I don't really have to explain what I did there. I did add a Christmas pick and a Dollar Tree bow. These come in a set of 2, and you guys can use these to put your little hand towels on the counter, or you can hang it up and put like pictures or Christmas cards.
From this Christmas sun, from this Christmas sun.
Last but not least, and definitely my favorite, I always try to save my favorite for last, browsing through the Dollar Tree aisles, I found these really large Christmas bags, gift bags, and I was going somewhere else with it, so kind of follow along here. And then just go through the section with all of the frames and find the frame that you want. I thought these were perfect because they have like the nice wood grain that I was looking for. So I picked up 4 of those, and sometimes this is my process. I just put stuff on the Dollar Tree floor and try to figure out how my DIYs are gonna look before I bring them home. And I thought that bag was gonna be perfect to be the background of my frames, but it didn't quite work out that way, but I'll show you guys, you know, what we did. So taking those 4 frames, I just took the glass out and everything else and glued them together to create a window frame. Once the window frame is done, I added some craft sticks to the back so that it doesn't fold on me and it doesn't fall apart. To paint it, I am using just regular house paint. I don't typically like using craft paint, especially for this, just because I feel like it's thinner. And I messed up right there and wiped it off and repainted it, but then I realized I actually like that look. So I just went ahead and painted everything, did a little coat, and then went in there with just a paper towel and just scrubbed it off. And it gave it that look that I was looking for. You guys can see the wood grain and still have that little pop of white to make it, you know, a lot brighter. And then in the corners there, I'm going to add some hot glue and then add my glass. I took out the little tabs just because I didn't want them showing through. And this is the part where I was, you know, upset about my snowman's not showing through the window, and I thought it would have been perfect if you could see them. You might be able to use these type of bags for this type of decor, but I'm going to go with plan B, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the cardinals and the little stems and, you know, branches that you see there. It takes a little bit of patience, but not too much. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to get every single piece of like the wood out of there. So I just went ahead and cut those out, and then to the front I am adding some tacky glue because that's what's going to be glued on to the glass, and you guys will see here. So just kind of dry it off a little bit, make sure it's nice and tacky, and then just put it on to the glass. And this is what it looks like. So I was going to use spray paint originally, but then I remembered I have this Santa snow, which is fine, but it's just really wet. I did leave it drying overnight, and you can still kind of, you know, take it off. Obviously it's not permanent, so if you do want something more permanent, definitely add some spray paint or, you know, other type of white paint. And then again, I am going to be adding some tacks to the back and then attaching just a piece of a Dollar Tree beaded garland to hang it up. Again, just be careful when you're doing this because that snow is wet. And I think that's it, with the exception of adding a cute little Dollar Tree bow.
Decorating the tree from this Christmas sun. From this Christmas sun.
Let's go ahead and start with this simple but beautiful wreath, and I used Walmart supplies and also Dollar Tree supplies. So to start it out, I did go ahead and take a wreath form from Dollar Tree, and this is one that I've kind of used for other projects. So I'm just using one of the rings, and I'm going to use my wire cutters to cut it out, and I'm going to use what's left over of the largest ring of this wreath form. So once that's done and cut out, just make sure you cut off all the prongs as close as possible because they can get sharp. I am going to be using also some of this flexible wire from Dollar Tree as well. It doesn't really matter what color you use. They do have multiple colors. And I'm just going to start attaching it to the wreath form, and I'm going to spell out the word joy. And again, this is pretty flexible, so you shouldn't have any issue. At first, I was going to try to make it as perfectly round as possible on the loops, but it turns out it doesn't matter because I'm going to cover it with some moss anyway. So yeah, once that's all set, I attach it to the other side, and I'm going to attach the foam, I'm sorry, not the foam, but the moss with some hot glue. While the moss is still in the package, I just took my scissors and just cut it up as small as I could. I didn't get it quite as small as I wanted to, but I did do it as I went along on my letters. And so as you can see, I'm just adding some hot glue, putting the moss, and then I do trim it as I go just to make it nice and clean, I guess. But yeah, you can just, start cutting up the moss while you have it in your hand as well.
I can't wait for the weekend. Waking up next to you. We'll be sharing our secrets, making dreams come true.
All right, so obviously you're going to do that to the whole word. So I'll leave that to your imagination. For the florals, I actually did use these stems from Walmart, and they're nice and full. These were $3.47 or $3.97. I can't see the tag, but I got them last year on their 90% after Christmas sale. So they came out super cheap. You guys, I always recommend buying seasonal stuff if you don't purchase it at Dollar Tree. I always recommend doing it after the season's over because that's when you're going to get it the cheapest. So anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the stems off and then just arrange it at the top of the wreath and then put a little zip tie on there to keep it nice and firm so it doesn't slide around, and just fluff it up and it's all done.
Let's have a toast for the lovers. We'll tumble round in the snow, and my heart's going boom, boom, boom. You're so beautiful. What a night. Can you feel it too? Girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Yeah. Haven't seen you in so long, though we text every day, and still my feelings are so strong. How I miss your face. Let's have a toast for the lovers. We'll tumble round in the snow, and my heart's going boom, boom, boom. You're so beautiful. Can you feel
So on this next one, we're going to make this super simple, sort of, I don't know, I guess you wouldn't really call this a Christmas tree, but it has that festive Christmas look. And you guys can see I'm going for the simple look this time around. I'm going to be using one of these Dollar Tree triangle box frame things, some Dollar Tree pine cones, and then also some of these little stems, also from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to take my acrylic paint and just paint the inside white, and then everything else is super self-explanatory. I was going to do yarn and then do the pine cones like little ornaments, but I just changed my mind. I didn't want to deal with like the gluing of the yarn, so I just decided to throw all the pine cones in the center of the frame and just glue them down.
Girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday, yeah. Let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday, holiday, yeah. Can't wait another year. Just talking on the phone, I'll make you feel at home. Oh, when I got you by my side, what a night. Oh, girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday.
Alright, so for this floral arrangement, I made it sort of similar to the one that I did for our bedroom decor on a video I did recently, and I also changed my mind on how I was originally going to make this one. So I'm starting out with one of these Dollar Tree clear bowls. I was gonna paint it, but I realized I already had one already painted, so it made my life a lot easier. And just taking the tip of my hot glue gun, I'm just gonna melt a hole right in the center, a couple of holes just to make sure that my stems fit in there nicely. And originally I was just gonna do this one upside down. Also, these florals or these little glitter bundles are from Walmart as well. These are 97 cents each, but I also got them on that 90% sale last year, so super cheap bundles for me, you guys. Yeah, so sticking them into the center, and then I did decide to just add the clear bowl at the bottom, you know, just because I thought it looked nicer like that. You guys could always swap which one you want at the bottom or at the top, and then I did add some little LED string lights also. These I just have kind of laying around, but you can also get the string lights from Dollar Tree. Alright, so this next ornament I thought was super, super cute. You guys can probably hear my dog walking in the background. Oh my goodness. So none of it is Dollar Tree, but I will be using some Amazon beads and then also these ornaments from Walmart that I got on sale last year. And I actually didn't realize until I opened them, but these are actually glass, so I have to be really careful with them. You know, you guys can use whatever ornaments from Dollar Tree, and then the beads from Amazon I have linked down below are super cheap. If you obviously buy the big pack, you're gonna have a lot of them. So, you know, once you do the math on how much it's gonna cost you, I mean, it's pretty easy to, you know, kind of see where you're gonna save money. So I did take some thicker twine from Walmart that I've had this roll for a long time. So I just took a big section of it, and then I just started, you know, putting beads on one end. I did do 6 beads on one end, then I tied a loop and then put 6 beads on the other end and tied up the other ornament. And before I hung it up, I did actually take some acrylic paint and just painted it over because I wanted to take more of that gray look away and put like a white coat of paint on it. Yeah, that makes sense. So anyways, that's it on that one.
I did my best and knew just how to play my part. Together in my favorite scene.
Last year I made a bunch of Christmas sceneries, winter sceneries, and I wanted to do one this year also, but I wanted to keep it nice and clean and simple, and I feel like I did a good job with just like the whites and the green. So I am going to be taking or reusing one of these Dollar Tree trays that I had used on a previous DIY, and then also 2 of these little Dollar Tree houses, and you can see that they're nice and shiny. So I'm going to use a matte spray paint, and definitely use the nozzle that's linked down below because it makes it so much easier to spray paint. Now you can see they're all nice and painted, like a nice flat matte white. It looks almost chalky, and after it's all dry or painted and dry, I'm just going to start gluing everything on the tray using the little miniature Dollar Tree Christmas trees, and then also moss and some string lights, and just set it up, and it looks nice and classic. Alright, so last but not least, you can't ever go wrong with a nice holiday sign. So I know I already did one that says joy, but we're going to go ahead and stick with the joy theme. So yeah, again, nice and simple. We're going to be taking 3 of these Dollar Tree frames. These are definitely newer to our Dollar Tree, so I don't know if you guys will be able to find these or not. And I love that they have the beads attached to the top. I am going to only leave the beads on top of one, and then just taking out the back of it, I am going to paint them. And you know, I'm okay with acrylic paint, but I feel like the coverage is not as good. So I do like using like my Home Depot or Lowe's paint. It's a lot thicker, and I feel like it looks a little bit more expensive than the acrylic paint. And then yeah, just kind of tapping it on the first layer. I did end up doing 3 layers of it to cover up the words that are originally on there. So I'm going to go ahead and set those off to the side to dry. I'm going to take off the beads from 2 of the frames, and I'm going to leave the ones on the center frame only, and then taking my hot glue, I will be gluing these frames together. You guys can use any type of glue that you want, but because I do a lot of these projects, I do like to reuse my stuff, so I try to make it not so permanent unless I know that I'm going to keep it for a long time. So gluing these together, and then I'm going to put the little backings back into there. Oh, no, not yet. I am going to put some popsicle sticks on those creases so that it doesn't bend on me. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my backings back in there. I also will be using some pine cones from Dollar Tree like I did on my previous DIY, and make a little circle right in the center to make my O. And then the letter decals that I use for the J and the Y are from Hobby Lobby, but you guys can always use the letter decals from Dollar Tree. Either way, I did not pay a lot for these stickers. I paid like $5, I think, because it was 50% off coupon, and it has a lot of letters on there. I kind of like it with the lowercase letters, but I ended up using the capital letters instead. And yeah, just pretty much decorated it. And I did distress the stickers a little bit so that they're not so shiny and you can have a little bit of roughness on the sign. And that is it, you guys.
A sunny day, but it's cold outside. It tingles in my heart. Breathing air that clears my mind. I'm off for a good start. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland. I'm walking around making small talk with people that pass me by. I share a laugh, it gives me joy that everyone's having a good time. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way.
So just to warm up, we're going to start with 2 really easy DIYs. So for the first one, I'm using 2 of these shot glasses from Dollar Tree, and then also 2 of these little Christmas trees also from Dollar Tree. I am taking a little bit of twine and marking on my glass. I'm going to do this for both of them, and then taking my hot tool, which I do have linked in the description, I'm going to melt right around it, and it's going to make kind of like a little basket, I guess, for the trees. And with the same hot tool, I'm taking the tip and then burning right into the center, and that's where I'm going to put my little Christmas tree.
Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire.
For these gifts, I'm using some old jewelry boxes, just, cardboard boxes, whatever you can find, whatever size you want. And then that music note wrapping paper I bought at Tuesday Morning last year. I don't know where you guys can find it. I'll try to link it through Amazon if I can find it. I'm just going to wrap the little boxes and then decorate it with some twine and some berries.
Is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. I'm making plans for what we're gonna do. I feel so blessed that I can be with you, 'cause God knows that I've been longing for you. I just wanna hold you close.
For the next 2 DIYs, we're going to go ahead and start simple using this Dollar Tree house and some LED wire lights or fairy lights. And I'm just going to take the house and paint it. I am going to be using more of a neutral color for the body and then some Christmas red for the roof.
Shining just for you, let's take a walk, and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay. Maybe kiss a bit and dream away. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas.
And for the Christmas countdown sign, I am using one of these box signs from Dollar Tree. I mean, I think everything's from Dollar Tree, including these rub-on transfers. Not the paint in red, but this chalkboard paint is from Dollar Tree as well. Same, like a Christmas red color. I'm going to do like a little outline on the outside and then paint it with that same neutral color I used before. And that color, I actually don't remember what color it is. I know it's from either Home Depot or Lowe's, just, some paint that I have for the house, which I've mentioned before I love using a lot more than like acrylic paint. And then just using my rub-on transfers on here from Dollar Tree. Again, I think I already said that. And using the chalkboard paint, I am going to do a little box where you're going to write down the number with some chalk marker or just regular chalk. And I did draw on a pine tree on here with a little bit of snow, and the markers that I used for the tree are alcohol markers. I did link some similar to those in the description as well. And then for the snow, I just used some chalk marker. Gosh, I can't talk. I swear, the later it gets, the worse I get.
So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh, 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 ooh. and in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the
So
fire.
this tall tabletop Christmas tree, I am using some burlap that I will link down below, and then also a Dollar Tree Christmas tree and some garland. I cut off about 25 pieces. I don't remember how many pieces of the garland I used or how many strands of garland. Also some floral tape and this butterfly net. And this box that I made with mirrors and Dollar Tree stuff, I'll link down below the video where I made it. And I did cut off the tip of the butterfly net. It is bamboo, like dry though, but when I cut it, it did break a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. So on the Christmas tree, I did put some hot glue and just stuffed it right in there, and I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it with that floral tape. And then I did cut the garland. I already mentioned, I think I cut about 25 pieces. I may have used 2 or 3 of the garlands. I don't remember. So anyways, those pieces, I am going to attach them to the stand. And instead of just wrapping it around so that they don't slide anytime I try to move them, I am wrapping it with some more floral tape.
It was the night before Christmas. I was closing down for business in my little prison shop, when the bell on the door jingled once more, and then time almost came to a stop. But somehow I knew, and maybe so did you, that everything would change from now on. Yes, from this Christmas on, this Christmas on, from this Christmas on, it's gonna be you and me decorating the tree.
Okay, so this really cute lantern can be repurposed. It doesn't just have to be Christmas. These are actually from Michael's. They were 99 cents each. You can always use coupons on them. And then this Dollar Tree lantern, as well as these dowels from the Crafter's Square collection. So I just marked all 4 corners on both of these things. And at this point in time, my drill was not working, so I used my hot tool to make the holes in there. You know, the struggle is real, but it's okay. We made it work. And then once that's all done, as you can see, I had to take my X-Acto knife and just make the hole a little bit smoother. Stick the dowels in there and just glue them. And honestly, you guys can decorate it however you want, depending on the season.
This Christmas on. We forgot what you came for, and in the coffee shop just next door, we talked for hours on end, and somehow we knew that we'd found something true, and that everything would change from now.
All right, so it's coming to the time where I'm forgetting words. I don't know how to say certain things. These come in a pack of 12 at Dollar Tree, and I don't know if they have them now or not. I know they're putting all their Christmas stuff out, so you guys might be able to find them. Otherwise, you can just use the garland like I used for the other DIY, and basically for Christmas, just take whatever it is that matches a Christmas theme and add it into your lantern.
Yes, from this Christmas on, this Christmas on, from this Christmas on, it's gonna be you and me decorating the tree.
So this one looks easy peasy because it is. So you're just going to take one of these Dollar Tree sleds, and I do have some burlap again, and some twine. So taking a little bit of my Craftsman red paint, I forget the color, I just call it Christmas red because, you know, it's Christmas red. Yeah, just paint your sled, and then after that I'm going to take a chunk of that burlap, stuff it with like a paper towel, and then wrap it with some twine, and that's pretty much it.
But the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe. And I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down.
So this was actually one of my favorite DIYs from last year, and all you're going to use are 2 of these jumbo craft sticks from Walmart, linked below, and then some wooden blocks from Dollar Tree. I think I used a total of 28 or something like that, and then also some shot glasses from Dollar Tree. Those come in a pack of 6, again with my rub-on transfers and some of this cute burlap ribbon. So yeah, just take all of your pieces and glue them together with the hot glue. You guys, I always try to use currently my measuring square to make sure that these stay nice and even when I glue them down. Everything else is pretty much self-explanatory, so I'll let you guys watch.
As long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas.
Oh, by the way, I did get this white acrylic paint from Dollar Tree. Don't waste your money, just save your money for a better paint. This one kind of sucks. So if you really want white covered paint, this is not it.
I longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love for you is true. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I longed for this moment to have you for myself.
Okay, so out of these 2 DIYs, we're going to go ahead and start with this little Christmas tree. I got this bag of foam pieces from Goodwill for $5.99, and actually they were the red tag sale, so I got them for half off. I'm using the one that looks like the shape of a Christmas tree, and then some wooden dowels from Dollar Tree, and also a little plastic bowl from Dollar Tree. Oh yeah, and some moss and my burlap, again, linked down below, and some little berries. Whew, you guys, this is a really long video. I'm going to be super winded. So you guys can see what I'm doing here. I honestly wish I could just let you guys watch, but I'm going to talk a little more. So you guys see that I took some tacky glue and just added it onto the foam piece. And the reason, is it foam? It is, right? The reason I did that first was because if I use hot glue directly on it, it melts, and I don't want it to melt. So first I'm going to do 1 layer of the moss, and then I'll go into it with my hot glue and put the 2nd or 3rd layer of moss on it. Is it called foam? Oh my gosh. It's styrofoam. It just came to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. So just to keep it sturdy on here, I am going to glue the dowel onto the bowl and then just add a bunch of the little gems, or, you know, the little gem rocks from Dollar Tree. And it also makes it bottom heavy so it doesn't like tip over.
Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out of nowhere, just us and no one else.
Alright, so you guys saw the tree, now onto the candles, using that same musical note wrapping paper and some LED candles from Dollar Tree, some twine, and some rub-on transfers. Easy peasy. I am definitely going to take a break from talking, so I'll just let you guys watch. If you do have questions, you guys know where to leave them.
I am on my way again. Can't believe it's been a year. Riding through the winter night, thinking of my only wish. I don't need a perfect snowman, and I don't need the bells and boughs, but I'll be home for you. I'll be home for you, and I'll be home for you. I'll be home for you. Look at all the Christmas lights, how they paint this town in colors, but they hold nothing next to you, 'cause you're shining like no other. Ooh, I don't want what's wrapped in paper. No, I don't long for gifts of gold, but I'll be home for you.
Alright, on to the next two, but first we're going to go ahead and start with the little planter. These little buckets come in a pack of 3 from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to use one, and I'm going to use leftover stuff. This little thing came from either a sled or something like that. I don't remember where I got this bundle from, but it's very Christmassy. Some moss, rub-on transfers, and yeah, again, super self-explanatory, so I will let you guys watch, and I feel like you guys enjoy the music more than my talking. Oh, one more hack right here. You see these little fall pumpkins? They're perfect for like floral foam. If you don't have floral foam, or if you don't want to use floral foam, I don't know, use a styrofoam pumpkin.
I'll be home for you. And I'll be home for you. I'll be home for you. Following the stars that lead me straight to you, And though this long December night, only you can pull me through. Nothing wrong with cheers and carols. Oh, nothing wrong with sleigh bells in the snow. But I'll be home for you.
Alright, here we go with that musical note wrapping paper again. I printed out the lyrics to Silent Night. Somebody told me they were not the right lyrics, but that's what I found, so that's what I printed. And then one of these Dollar Tree signs. This paint that I'm using sucks. Don't buy it. I thought it was acrylic paint, but it's not. It's something else. Use something better. So I'm just really cutting the edges off of both the wrapping paper and the Silent Night lyrics, and then just taking my lighter, I'm gonna burn the edges and the inside after crumpling it up a little bit just to make it look a little bit older and worn. And then everything after this is really simple. You guys can do it. Let me know if you can't. I will definitely help you. Leave me your questions or comments in the description. Not in the description, in the comment box. Woof.
I'll be home for you. I'll be home for you. Won't you make my dream come true? Let's not wait another year. Make me wish you were here. I'll be home for you.
Everyone knows that Christmas should be white. Bing Crosby got that right. Oh, but I'm in Copacabana, tanning up for Santa. But I'm getting on a plane, a boat, or a train. I'm setting a new course, bearing straight due north. Santa, hold on.
So for the next 3 DIYs, we have a matching set of this large wreath, the garland, and some really cute Christmas stockings. Okay, so taking these stockings from Dollar Tree, I absolutely love these, but we're going to go ahead and take off the snowflakes, and then I am using some of this fabric that I had left over and some of these poster board letters that I thought were thicker, and they are not, so they're not going to work out how I wanted them, so I'm only going to be using them as stencils. And the fabric that I'm using, it's like a terry cloth type of fabric, and I know they have some terry cloths at Dollar Tree you guys could always use. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and trace them, cut them out, and then glue them to my stocking. And of course, nothing ever goes to waste, so we're going to be using those snowflakes to make a garland. So just use some Dollar Tree twine and hang it up. So you can decorate it however you want, but for the very large wreath, I'm actually using 4 of these Dollar Tree wreaths, and I'm actually going to be cutting them. So cutting one piece, I'm going to attach it to the second piece. So I'm just going to make a larger circle. And at first I was going to wrap them with some of that same garland, but I'm not. I'm going to be using some zip ties just to make it a little bit sturdier. And then cutting the other 2 pieces, I'm going to do the same thing and then attach it to the top of the first wreath. You know, fluff it out, do what you got to do with the wreath, and then decorate it however. I use some burlap and then also more of that terry cloth.
It's been that way forever. Guess what shapes that go together? Everyone can use a little vacation, even if life on the North Pole is cool. But don't worry, my dear hubby, I'm making my way home to you. So Santa, hold on. Santa, hold on. I'm not gonna leave you hanging by yourself. Santa, hold on. Santa, hold on. I'm not gonna leave you alone with all them elves. Hold on, Santa, I'm on my way. Santa, hold on. I'm coming home. Yes, it's true. One more Christmas to
And you guys, last but not least, and certainly the cutest, I'm going to show you guys how I made this super cute reindeer. So to make the form or the body, I'm going to be using 2 of these reindeers from Dollar Tree, and I am going to be cutting off the legs, the tail, and the antlers. Using some Dollar Tree foam board, I am going to trace out a piece, and that's going to be the bottom base so that they don't like topple over or anything like that, and just cut it out with my X-Acto knife.
What he's thinking when he rather spend his Christmas holiday with someone else. I guess he's stuck thinking about me.
Before I finish wrapping it with the burlap fabric, I am going to stuff this sucker up. That way it's nice and plump on the back and on the neck. I'm just using plastic bags before we were being charged for plastic bags. So you guys can use tissue paper or newspaper or whatever you have on hand that will be nice and stuffy.
I don't know what he's thinking when he says that he's been driving all night, all day to celebrate Christmas with me. But he's not here, and I'm not there. I don't know what he wants now, but I don't care. Yeah. Oh, ain't ringing my bells no more. He missed out on love, and that's for sure. He ain't ringing my bells no more. He missed out on love, and that's for sure. I don't know what he wants now, and I don't know why he said all the things he said to me. It means nothing to me now.
On the antlers, I did cut off a little bit from the bottom. That way it fits nice and perfectly rounded on the top of the head. And then I'm not going to leave it like this. I am going to do some paint on it, just using that same neutral paint I was using earlier in the game. And then, you know, just all the little accessories that any reindeer could have.
I don't know what he wants now, and I don't know why he said all the things he said to me. It means nothing to me now. 'Cause there will be someone who would not complain to drive all night, all day to celebrate Christmas with me. 'Cause you're not here, and I'm not there. I don't know what you want now, but I don't care. You ain't ringing my bells no more. You miss out on love, and that's for sure. You ain't ringing my bells no more. You miss out on love, and that's for sure. You ain't ringing my bells, no. You ain't ringing my bells no more. He missed out on love, and that's for sure.
DIY, I'm going to recreate this glitter antler cluster ornament. That's $14.50 through Pottery Barn. Of course, we're going to do it on a budget, by using a Dollar Tree reindeer wreath, and I'm just going to pop the antlers right off of the head. And I'm also going to be using some pine cones from this package from Hobby Lobby. This package was $9.99, but I got it on clearance or on sale, like their fall sale, and I'm sure they have coupons too. So just snipping that ear right off, I'm going to pass some twine through the antler and just tie it up. And then I'm going to also add some twine to the pine cones and just kind of layer it so it's staggered and tie it at the top. And of course you guys can spray paint it if you want. This antler is already kind of glittery but white. To make it more close to the original one, you can spray paint it gold, but I'm just going to leave it as is.
It was the night before.
For this next one, we're going to recreate one of these fabric ornaments. These are also from Pottery Barn. The set is $19. I just don't know exactly what size they were. I don't remember. But I'm going to be using this giant ornament from Dollar Tree as well as a piece of this Dollar Tree scarf. I feel like I could probably use a nicer scarf from, I don't know, like a fabric store, but this is what I have, so that's what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue it on there and, you know, just kind of doing it as I go, trimming and cutting, just depending on how covered I want this thing. Obviously, I want it completely covered, but I don't want it to look bulky. So I'm just going to attach a piece of twine, and then I'm going to add a bead to complete the look.
I was closing down for business in my little prison shop when the bell on the door jingled once more.
These ornaments are from Kirkland's, and for the set of 3, you're going to pay $14.99. It doesn't have very many stars on it. I don't know why, but we're going to go ahead and recreate this on a budget. And I know I use my Cricut a lot, but for this one, I'm just going to show you guys how you can achieve this without using a Cricut. So I printed out my graphics, and then I went over it with a pencil, like right on top of there. And then I'm using these wooden rounds that I purchased through Amazon. They're linked in my description through my Amazon shop. And then I'm going to flip that paper over and just go right over that graphic, and you guys will see that the pencil line will transfer over to the circle. And then I'm just going to use a marker to just fill that in, outline it, and then fill it in. Originally, I was going to trace around a piece of vinyl to copy that same buffalo check like the original one, but I just decided to do this with a marker instead. But that's always an option if you guys do decide to do like that vinyl look on there and have it be like a different color or have a pattern to it. And then after that, I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree garland, and I'm just going to cut a piece that goes enough of a piece that's going to go around the wooden round, and then just go ahead and glue it and add some twine.
And then time almost came to a stop, but somehow I knew.
So this is one complete look. You guys can choose to use these as individual ornaments, or another idea is to use it as a garland or like decor on a garland. I have this beaded garland from Dollar Tree. I don't know if they have these or not. I just grabbed a few the first time I saw them, and I haven't seen them since. But as you guys can see, I'm just going to go ahead and loop it on to the ornaments, and that's it.
And maybe so did you, that everything would change from now on. Yes, from this Christmas on, this Christmas on, from this Christmas on, it's gonna be you and me decorating the tree from this Christmas on.
For this next one, I'm going to recreate this Hobby Lobby decor that I saw. I actually recreated it for a fall DIY, as you guys can see here. So I'm going to do something similar, but for Christmas. So I'm going to repurpose that Dollar Tree Christmas tree that I used the other day on my Christmas DIY video. And then as you can see, I did 2 cutouts of different size Christmas trees. And then I also used some chipboard, or you guys can use some thick cardboard if you'd like. To top it off, I'm going to be using some of this, but let's see, we have cardstock, we have this adhesive wall tile from Dollar Tree, and then also the pegboard sheets. Or is that what it is? Corkboard? Like cork sheet? It's adhesive. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue everything on to the trees.
What you came for, and in the coffee shop just next door, we talk for hours on end, and somehow we knew that we'd found something true, and that everything would change from now on. Yeah.
On the little tree, I am going to add some half beads, and I don't remember if these are from Dollar Tree or Walmart. I'm pretty sure they're Dollar Tree, but they're just little strands that I'm going to stick right on there, and I am going to be painting over the 2 smaller trees. So this is just the paint that I'm using. It's like a sample paint. I'm not really sure what exact color it is. As I started painting it, I remembered that this does not paint well. It gets really watery. So I just kind of wiped it off, and I ended up spraying like some primer on it to make sure that the second coat did stick. And then I'm going to do the same thing with just like some flat white paint and paint the smaller tree and the beads. Once everything's done, I'm going to go ahead and glue the trees together. On this one, we're just winging it by using 10 wooden blocks from Dollar Tree. I glued 5 in a row, and then also one of the canvases from Dollar Tree. It's not the one that has the wood frame, it's just the regular canvases. And then I am gonna glue down the strips of the wooden blocks to make it into a stand. So that's gonna help prop it up. And then I'm also gonna be using just one of these little wooden tree stump things to make the tree stump on my pine cone Christmas tree. And then using the pine cones from Hobby Lobby as well, just gluing from the bottom and working my way to the top. Okay, so you guys saw how I traced a little star there. It's not perfect. It's actually a little wonky, but I did actually go over it with some twine just to give it a little 3D-ish look, which is what you'll see for this one in the next DIY. And then I just took a little branch from a Dollar Tree greenery thing, just took all the little pieces off. I feel like I always stumble over my words. And then just stick them right in between the pine cones.
Wonders of life got the prettiest side for everyone to enjoy. Standing up close by the Christmas tree, glimmering light, I am right where I wanna be. I will be home for a couple of days, wander around with you. You and me in the cold, thought it'd never be true. Wherever I go, I got you.
Okay, this one's one of my favorites. I took another one of those Dollar Tree canvases. I printed out a gnome and I just went ahead and traced the form and just, you know, where I want the hat and the nose and all of that to be. So taking the little hat off, I am tracing around my fabric, which is another piece of the Dollar Tree scarf. You guys can use whatever kind of fabric you want, but since I had already cut this one up a little bit, I decided to use it also. So just cutting out the hat, and then you guys can see the two pieces. I'm just going to glue these together and then flip them to the right side again. And you guys will notice which one is the right side. One side is fluffier than the other one. I hope that makes sense.
Stopped running, there is no way trying. You better loosen your belts. Drinking hot wine by the fire. Don't care of anything else. It's Christmas and some kind of love, my friend. I pray it will never end. Do you like to be here too? It's Christmas and outside snow's glistening. It's just you and me tonight. I'll spend all this Christmas with you.
Alright, so now I'm going to take this chunky yarn from Dollar Tree and I'm just going to make what's the start of a beard. As you guys can see here, I did a long strand and then I looped more strands to that one, and I kind of went slow here so you guys could see what I'm doing. So I just kind of loop it, go underneath the long piece, and then just take the end pieces through that loop and back over. Hope that makes sense. I'm just going to do that until I'm happy with the thickness of it. And then I am going to fluff it up by combing it. I didn't want to take it all apart because it was going to be kind of stringy. I didn't want that look. So just fluffed it up a little bit and then trimmed it to the size or the length that would fit the picture. So you guys saw that I glued down the hat onto the canvas and I only glued the back. I left the opening open because that's where I'm going to put the beard. So now I'm just going to put some glue in there and then tuck the beard right through and glue the top of the hat right onto it.
There's nobody at the door. You said I wish this will never be over. Darling, it's time for your present. Come over here. Now it is time to get out in the snow.
Okay, so now I'm going to use these half beads that I purchased through Amazon. They're linked in my Amazon shop down below. So I'm going to use one for the nose and then also the hands. And again, I'm just going to go through the beard and just trim it up a little bit because I do want more of the shoes and the body to show through.
With you, choirs will sing and the joy bells will ring. Nobody loves you as much as I do. It's a wonderful feeling from floor to the ceiling.
So it was looking a little plain, so we're going to go ahead and liven up our Christmas gnome by putting him in the woods. So just using some of the stems from that same Dollar Tree bundle, just going to glue him right on there, and then I'm going to add some moss as well. Oh, and then I also kind of trolled up a little more of that yarn and I added it to the top of his hat.
Time of the year, drinking hot wine by the fire. Here on our own, we got nothing to fear. It's Christmas and some kind of love, my friend. Pick up some candy canes and hang a wreath on your door. It's Christmas and outside snow's glistening. It's just you and me tonight. It's just you and me.
First Christmas DIY, we're going to be making this Be Joyful sign, and I'm using one of these signs from Dollar Tree and then also some jumbo craft sticks from Walmart and a decal also from Dollar Tree. This is going to be super simple. I'm just going to take the canvas off the sign, cut up the jumbo craft sticks, and then put the vinyl on there or decal and then just decorate it with some greenery and berries. You guys keep in mind that this video is over 30 minutes long. I do not have the breath to talk through the whole thing, so I do like to add music. I know that some of you love the music and others simply do not like or can't stand the music. So what I suggest, if you don't, just turn down the volume a little bit and just, you know, be patient with that aspect of my video. Again, I really can't talk through the whole thing, so I hope you guys understand that. Also, keep in mind that this is my job, partially, and, you know, at some point or another, I also have to enjoy the stuff that I do for my own job. Otherwise, it's gonna make me go crazy and not like doing what I do. So that's another thing to think about.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations. Oh, 'cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken. 'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. I was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck.
For the second DIY, we're going to make this super cute Joy to the World Christmas tree looking sign. And I'm using the same jumbo craft sticks, wood blocks from Dollar Tree, and some rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree also. I'll probably be using a lot of the same stuff throughout this whole video. I did use some boxwood from Walmart and then some berries. So the jumbo craft sticks from Walmart, I'm just going to go ahead and trim them, and then I'm going to start out making the frame that looks like the shape of the Christmas tree.
Nothing was changing, but with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum.
So once my two ends are glued and glued at the top, I am going to trim the edges right there. After it's all glued, I'm going to take my other craft sticks and then I'm just going to start cutting out the pieces to do the background.
I finally learned my lesson, 'cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me want.
The background's all done. You could use either side for your front. I'm going to use like the top that's facing up right now. That's going to be the front for me. And then using the wooden blocks from Dollar Tree, I'm going to make a stand. After that, I did paint the actual tree part in some white spray paint and just decorated after I put on my rub-on transfers.
I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. Myself, and I'm thinking out loud, we won't need nothing else for the rest of our time. And I know it so well, I will always be by your side. 'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. 'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.
For this Our Father prayer, which I was told that the prayer is not complete, but I think they did it just so that it fits on the vinyl. I am going to take two of these signs from Dollar Tree. They're like the lemonade stand ones. I took two pieces from each and then I just glued them together to kind of look like a picket fence on both ends, if that makes sense. And then I just glued those two pieces to the bottom, and that's going to be my base. After that, I just took some paint, and this is Oops paint from either Home Depot or Lowe's. Honestly, I do not remember what color this is. I just grabbed it because it's nice, and then I glued some craft sticks on the back so it doesn't fold on me. After that, just put your vinyl on there and then decorate it however you want.
Days without water along the sun-soaked road. We crossed over borders to get where we are, and it's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. I did it all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. Nights without sleeping 'cause you fear the night.
I feel like this one's super cute and it's one of my favorites, so I'm just going to take one of these fall signs from Dollar Tree. I painted it with the same paint that I used on the previous one. It already has the twine on the top, and I used one of these Dollar Tree reindeer decoration things with the wreath and then a little bit of boxwood. Just glue it all together, and the writing on it is handwritten by me, so it's just something that you guys can either use vinyls or rub on transfers or try to do your own lettering.
And days without eating 'cause it ain't enough for two, and it's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. I did it all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. Don't feel the cold, and it's all for you. It's all for you.
These next two are going to be super simple. I'm just going to use these little boxes from Dollar Tree, or the little wooden houses, I guess. You guys will notice that I'm using almost the same stuff throughout the video. I do have this little bundle. I think that one's from Dollar Tree, and then this boxwood is from Walmart. It's 97 cents. I have a Dollar Tree plaid scarf, and then also some burlap. I will link the burlap down below. That one is from burlap.com or something like that. And then one of these beaded wreaths from Dollar Tree.
It's all for you. It's all for you. I did it all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. Through the wind, I give in. I'm storming, breaking like the tide. Every time a bit busy, I close my eyes and feel the physics. I'm standing waiting.
This little vase arrangement is super simple. Again, I'm going to use Dollar Tree stuff. So I have this cute little vase, and then also this bundle with the pine cones. And then this glitter stem is from one of the craft stores. I don't remember which one. It's nice and glittery, but it gets all over the place. I have some twine, some burlap fabric, and then also one more of the scarves. And I think I stocked up on those last year, so I had plenty to go around. And everything else, super simple, just follow along.
Like an oak, I was laid right here in this valley, and be close.
part, I'm gonna double knot it, and then as you can see, I'm trying to make a bow. So I'm gonna fold it underneath, just kind of tuck it right in, and then use my glue to glue it down so that it doesn't come apart.
The earth is gonna hold me, show my worthiness as we get closer to home. Life is like both water and ice. We're getting closer by the minute now.
For this next DIY, I'm going to be using one of these Dollar Tree signs. What do you know? Some burlap, some twine, or maybe some twine, and then also my scarf and this plaque, joy plaque from Dollar Tree. Those come in a pack of 3, I believe. So there's that paint. I actually did mix a little bit of that Dollar Tree white in there. I am painting the joy word several times. I went over it several times, and then I took a brush and I just started tapping it because it was taking the paint off so you could kind of see like the silver underneath, and that's kind of the look I was going for. So just painting the sign, and then I'm going to glue everything else on top. Super easy, you guys will see.
Mystery of the unknown, come to me, let it be shown, reaching for you, stretching like an oak. I will stay right here in this alley and be closer to home every hour. And the earth is gonna hold me, show my worthiness as we get closer to home. Let's make friends with dead ends. Don't let hesitation catch you. Like an oak, I will stay right here in this alley and be closer.
So you guys can see I totally had a theme last year for Christmas, but you know what? I thought it was really cute and traditional for these 2 DIYs. Or actually for the first DIY, I'll be using some dowels from Dollar Tree, some wooden blocks from Dollar Tree, some jumbo craft sticks from Walmart, more of this Dollar Tree greenery stuff. I took the pine cones right off, the beaded wreath, and more of my scarf. And I am just going to build my stand for the tree, and the dowels I will be gluing together carefully because I'm going to make the shape for the tree. I'm just going to wrap that thing right around with twine. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but just so you guys know what you're expecting, after I do my stand, I'll do my frame, I'll wrap it around with some twine, and then the beads and everything else. You guys can see what I'm doing. Anytime you guys have any questions, make sure you guys leave them down below. If I go too fast, if I go too slow, make sure you let me know. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it.
Close your eyes, get some rest. I'm by your side. Lay your head on my chest. I know you've had a really bad day, but I'm right here, it's gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go distance, it wasn't fair. It's over now, so don't despair. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay. The world could
Okay, so we're getting to my favorite DIYs of last year. So this Jingle All the Way sign I made with one of these Dollar Tree signs. This one's from like fall or Halloween. Turn it right over, and then I'm just gonna paint it. I'm also using these little red truck ornaments from Dollar Tree, and I used a bunch of these last year, and then also some of these bells. So just painting it, it looks like I already painted it. I did end up painting the outside red, and then taking some of my little white fabric. It kind of looks like snow, so I just glued it down. I glued pretty much everything down. It's super simple, self-explanatory. And again, all the writing that I do, I just handwrite it. Unless you guys can do your rub-on transfers or whatever, just give it a shot. You don't have to go all crazy with vinyls and all that.
You're like a river in the dark. You stare me right, you lit the spark. And I can feel you tearing down every wall. Come one, come all. You're like an early morning breeze. Your soft red lips and gentle tease. You must have been sent just for me.
Alright, so for this Christmas tree, we're using one of the Dollar Tree trees, one of these little crates, also from Dollar Tree, and the beads that I'm using for the tree are from one of the craft stores. Could be Michael's, could be Joann's, I really don't remember. And then obviously, my burlap and my plaid scarf, because why not, and a little bit of floral foam. Oh, I guess everything else that I had there is just like random stuff I just kind of saved throughout the years. And then using my black acrylic paint from Dollar Tree and a baby wipe, I'm going to use it to stain the crate rather than paint and cover the whole thing.
Come one, come all. Just when I need you, you set sail and navigate. But when I need you, you lift me up till we levitate. You're mesmerizing, hypnotizing. My eyes are set on you. Through the fields of young romance, and under blue skies with an open glance, we head over heels, filled with dreams. Come all, everything, just when I need you, you set sail and navigate. But when I need you, you lift me up till we levitate. You're mesmerizing, hypnotizing. when I need you. You said sail and navigate, but when I need you, you lift me up till we levitate. You're mesmerized.
So this merry and bright sign, I actually had to do a little gluing because it broke on me, but you know what? No issue. I'm a crafter for a reason. We got to be able to fix what breaks. And then also some dowels. These are from Dollar Tree. So just taking my little thankful sign here, that's going to be my base. And then also this thing is like a little wreath that goes over candles and just, you know, whatever Christmas greenery, stems, leaves, moss, whatever you have. Just use that. So my merry and bright sign, I just had to kind of glue it together, and then I painted it with this Craft Smart red paint. I forgot the name of it. I didn't actually even see the name of it while I showed you guys. I just call it Christmas red because, I mean, doesn't look Christmas ready. And then I just took my Sharpie there to kind of give it like a shadow. I don't want it to look super flat, so I just gave it a little bit more of a pop. So yeah, just taking my moss, I just glued it right on there, and you guys can see I left the sides just how they are because I feel like that kind of fits the look that I'm going for, or that I went for. Just glued the dowels on the back, pretty much just glue the merry and bright sign on that, and then decorate this however you'd like.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air.
Okay, we're literally getting to my more favorite DIYs of last year. So once again, we're going to take one of these Dollar Tree signs, the little miniature Christmas trees, and then, of course, the little red truck ornaments that have the little trees on them, some jumbo craft sticks from Walmart. I told you guys I was going to be using like the same stuff throughout the whole video. And these are gold rub-on transfers. So using that same fabric that I had, this is leftover fabric, but I know they have some terry towels, or terry cloth towel, whatever, from Dollar Tree that have like the same feel to it. So as you can see there, I'm just like trimming my jumbo craft sticks. I did paint the edges red, and then the craft sticks, I did use like some chalk paint. This is chalk paint, or chalkboard paint, with my baby wipe because it's moist. So I don't like saying that word actually, because it's wet, or you know, you can give it more of a stained look rather than painting it. So I'm just gonna glue them on there like a shutter effect, and then just gluing everything else on there, my fake snow, my little trucks, and then, you know, using my handwriting and my rub-on transfers, gonna complete the look.
So pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Hey, darling, I love it when it's me and you on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for two. Hey, darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside.
And I am very, very matchy, theme matchy. So you guys can see this one looks sort of similar to the last one. So it's like the perfect pair. So I just took one of these Dollar Tree mirrors. The frame was already painted. Just took everything off, and I'm going to be using the same jumbo craft sticks to give it that shutter effect. Again, you guys, pretty much using the same stuff over and over, but just making it beautiful on each one. And you guys, please let me know which one is your favorite in the comments down below. I honestly, like, from the last 2 DIYs all the way forward, I cannot pick, but these are definitely my favorite ones. I always save my most favorite ones for last.
We can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Yeah, we only get one life. I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take.
Alright, you guys, so since I am using most of the same stuff and you guys can pretty much see, you know, what I'm working with and what I'm doing, I'm just going to let you guys watch. Again, if you do not enjoy the music, feel free to turn the volume down. I'm not going to really be saying much. There's just some background noise, a lot of background noise, not right this second because I told everybody to be quiet, but you guys can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I hope you guys enjoy the music, please. Alright, if you do have questions, please let me know in the comments down below. Everything else is super easy, so I hope you guys enjoy it.
Maybe I never knew what I really wanted, but looking back I can see it's all clear. I'm still a kid trying to act like they all taught me, but nothing makes sense anymore. I could have seen it all coming, that I wouldn't grow wiser for each day.
Okay, I guess for this one I will have to talk a little bit. So I got this gift bag and then it has two sides, a nice sparkly one and then a flat one. And I was calling this a little red truck last year, but obviously it's a bug. So, you know, now some of these LED lights, and from this wreath, I'm just going to use a couple of these pieces to make a fake tree, and then also some of these little foam beads and more of that fabric. Oh yeah, and a Dollar Tree sign that I'm going to glue that right on to. I'm going to glue that right onto.
Lost in translation, where nothing makes sense anymore.
Okay, so you guys saw that I cut out the little headlights on there. I just went ahead and marked it, and then using my wood burning tool, I'm going to make a hole because at this point in time, my drill broke and I couldn't drill it. So it took a little bit and it was, you know, nice and wood burny when I was doing it. So if you guys have a drill, just use that. It's much easier. And then using some tacky glue, I'm just going to glue that right onto the sign. The part that you guys will probably have to pay close attention to is when I thread the lights or like the wire into it. And I mean, honestly, it's really simple to do it. So just gluing all my fake or my faux snow on there. But on the LED lights or the fairy lights, you can bend the wire, and then you just make sure that if you use glue on it, not to get it like on the lights. You definitely don't want those to break or anything like that. And then typically I will glue the box or the battery box or the battery pack on the back, and I make sure that I leave the part that you can remove to put batteries back in there outside. Does that make sense?
Keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe. And I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down and the storm is on its way. But as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out in nowhere.
So I picked up several of these Happy Valentine's Day trucks earlier this year. Don't worry if you can't find these. Dollar Tree has a bunch of the wooden trucks available for Christmas. Don't worry about the writing that you see on there. And then also I'm going to take my utility knife to remove the hearts because we're doing Christmas, not Valentine's Day. Adding some hot glue. I use Gorilla hot glue. I've had questions about that. I'm going to attach one of these little trays from Dollar Tree as well. For the wheels, I'm going to glue on some of these wooden rounds that I purchased through Amazon. These are the ones that I got. They come in a pack of 30. You guys can find these in my storefront that I will go ahead and link down below. You're going to find all of my craft favorites, my paints, glues, and tools, etc. So after gluing those on there, I'm going to go ahead and measure this little space here where the wording is at. And I'm just going to cut a piece of, what is this? Just a little piece of board or cardboard. And then I'm also using one of these wallpaper things from Dollar Tree, just attaching it on there. And I'm going to go ahead and hand letter my writing on there. So we're going to make this a little selling bit for Christmas trees. Yeah, let's do that. I have shown you so many different ways to do lettering. You guys can trace, you guys can print out, you guys can do your own hand lettering if you can. I usually do that by starting out with pencil first and then going over it with my marker just in case I do mess up. So don't hate on me when I use the Cricut because there's always a different way to do things. So after gluing that right on there to cover that horrible writing that I can't get rid of, I am going to attach a dowel to the back. You guys will notice that I didn't add anything to the hood because honestly, I'm going to keep it in a spot where you can't really see it, but you can decorate it with some candles, or you can attach one of those, not attach, but lean on a Dollar Tree Christmas tree and just add some little pine cones in there for an extra touch. I have been waiting a very long time to use this table runner I found at Goodwill for $5.99. Now, I don't remember if I got it for the half off. Either way, there's a ton of them on here. You guys can always use these skewers that you can find for $100 a pack at Dollar Tree, or Walmart has dowels you can use as well. So I just removed about 15 of them, and then I took one of these wooden rounds from Walmart that obviously I'm reusing from a different DIY. Now I'm going to drill a hole that's big enough for one of the dowels to fit in there, and then I'm going to paint everything with this Krylon spray paint in Brilliant Gold. You can purchase it at Walmart. So I'm going to start gluing all these, technically they're like bamboo sticks, I guess. So I'm going to start gluing them one by one. You guys can see I added a dot of glue to the board and then to the top of the bamboo stick. And I'm going to work my way one across from the other. So you guys can see there I kind of started at the center and then work my way around. But since I am going to be adding a string light from Dollar Tree, I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole that's big enough for the lights and the wire to go in. You want to go from underneath because you're going to glue that battery pack right under. And then just go ahead and twirl it to the center dowel or bamboo stick. And then at the bottom, you can add whatever type of candle holder or base that you want to use. So you can decorate it to whatever fits your style or wants, but I'm going to be using one of these Christmas ice pine cone garlands that I found at Dollar Tree. These are very new this year, so I did pick up several of them just to have on hand because it's actually really cute. I had to recreate this super cute tree gnome after seeing this inspired one from Target, I think it was. $25.97, I don't think so. We're going to make it super cheap and budget friendly, especially for me because I'm using all the stuff that I already had. So you guys can see here, I'm just painting one of these tin vases from Dollar Tree using some green chalkboard paint. And then I'm just going to use some extra fabric that I had laying around. You guys decide what type of fabric you want to use. This is a drop cloth remnants of fabric. And then you guys see here, I'm using a little cone or a foam cone form, tongue twister, to add it to the top of the vase, and you guys saw I just kind of traced around. So what I'm going to do is take this piece, which is going to be the hat, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put some hot glue right around the edges. You guys can sew it if you want it to last a lot longer. I would. And then I'm just going to attach the other piece on there. Once it's nice and glued, be careful, it's very hot, go ahead and just flip it to the right side out. And then now I'm just going to go ahead and glue my little cone to the top. That's going to help stay, or that's going to help the hat stay. And then you guys will see that the greenery I'm using is not identical to the inspired one, but I'm just using what I have. And then I'm just going to go ahead and glue those stems right onto the foam and attach the hat to the top. Okay, so I made some gloves also, but once I glued them and try to like flip them inside out or outside in, I lost the thumb. But it's okay, you're not going to notice it. And then to stuff it, I am using some cobwebs or spider webs from Dollar Tree just because it's similar to like pillow stuffing. Just really be careful because this hot glue's hot. I burnt myself quite a few times on this one. And then I'm just going to go ahead and attach it to the side there. And I also added some green string right at the waistline to bring that greenery in. Okay, so here's another inspired one by this Crate and Barrel zinc AA frame Christmas ornament tree. So obviously that one is zinc, metal, what have you. We're not going to be using that. We're going to be using some paint sticks that you guys can check out down below. For this project, I am using these woodworking glue sticks. However, they're not available, but I did find some similar that you guys can find in my storefront as well. So to do each side, I'm going to take 4 paint sticks. Now you can just do 1, but if you double up on them, it's just a little bit sturdier. So as you guys can see here, I'm using 4 sticks for the side, attaching them at the ends, and then also stapling them down to make sure they don't fall apart on me. And then I am going to be adding some glue to the tip and then adding some glue to the base, which is another 2 glue sticks glued, or not glue sticks, paint sticks glued together.
Whoa, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately.
I'm doing the exact same thing with the smaller tree with the exception that I'm only going to use 2 per side and then obviously cut the base to be a little bit smaller.
Yeah, spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start.
To paint this one, I'm going to be using my Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover in flat black. I love this one. I don't like the shiny paint, so if I would recommend any, it's always go with a flat or a chalkboard paint. And then decorate it however you want. You could add some strings on there, add some ornaments just like you saw in the original. I'm just going to be using one of those garlands with the pine cones because that's what I had and I think it looks beautiful.
'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas.
I always try to save the best for last, and I think this one is my absolute favorite. I have not seen any of these little nutcracker guys until this year, so I was super excited, and I picked up a few, and for this DIY, I should have gotten more. So I'm going to be using this cream coat in wedding gold, and then also the chalkboard paint from Dollar Tree, and I wanted to spray paint it, but I didn't want to mess with the hair and the beard because I like it on there. So I'm going to do 2 coats of the black on here and just carefully get the hair out of the way. You might get some fuzzies here and there, but just, be careful. And while we're at it, talking about my favorite one, I would love to know which one of these DIYs is your favorite. Let me know in the comments down below. So once it's all dried up, I'm going to go ahead and take that gold and just do a little accent here on the belt and then also on the cuffs of his arm. For the base, I'm going to be using one of these Dollar Tree signs. They're all over the place. I picked up a few of them, and I'm going to paint the sides and the top with that same metallic gold spray paint that I used on the earlier DIYs. And I'm just going to go ahead and plop those little nutcrackers down right onto it on the ends and in the middle. So I found these new candles. You guys can see they're a little bit longer or taller and more narrow than the other ones. I really like these, and I know that they were going to fit perfectly onto this. And I also love that they have like a waxy texture to them. And then for my greenery, I'm just going to be using some stuff that I bought from Walmart last year or the year before that on clearance, like super clearance. Like I paid pennies for this stuff, and just gonna cut it up, glue it to how I decide is looking better. And you saw me glue those little shot glasses onto the base because that's what's gonna help my candles be a little bit lifted.
Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree, and I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those.
For this DIY, I'm going to be using these little gingerbread men from Dollar Tree. I bought these last year. I'll also be using some Amazon beads. And then this praying paint is for ceramics, but it's thin enough to use it as a stain. I'm just using a foam brush and then going over it with a baby wipe to just take off any excess paint. And then I'm going to add my beads onto the tip of a paintbrush, and using my acrylic paint, I'm just going to go over it with my foam brush here. And it's just a lot easier if you do multiple at a time. And of course, I'm going to make a nice little tassel using some Dollar Tree twine. And I did add some tape at the very tip so it makes it easier to thread through the beads. And I'm just going to alternate colors on the beads and then glue the gingerbread man right on top of that twine. And of course, you can't have a garland without some tassels, so I'm going to use that same twine to create a tassel. If by now you guys don't know how to make tassels, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm going to take it kind of slow so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. This DIY is literally so cute. I made it last year, but I actually didn't get to share it. So I'm taking this wooden elf from Dollar Tree, these little boot ornaments, and then the snowman head ornament as well. I'm removing the limbs and the hands, and I went ahead and stained them. You're not going to need the little metal hoops or anything like that because I'm actually going to glue them. And then I also took this mop pad, the little, is it microfiber? I think it is, right? And then I'm marking right there because I'm going to cut the slits where I'm going to put the legs through, right inside. And the elf has nothing to do with anything. It's just basically a form for you to use, like a body. A skeletal system, if you will. Okay, so I added some glue and I'm going to attach my legs and then put the legs right through the fiber or through the mop pad. And then I'm just going to glue that on top of the body and then behind the body. To give the snowman some definition on the waist, this thing looks like me, TBH. I'm going to take some yarn and just loop it around the waist and just tie it as tight as you can to sort of give it a waistline, okay? To create the neck, I did glue a popsicle stick right on top, and then I'm going to attach the snowman head right on top, and then I took these little yarn balls. What are these things called? I don't know. I'm using them as buttons, and I'm adding some floral foam right into the boot so I can stick the snowman right on top. So the first 4 DIYs that you're going to watch today, I actually made them last year, but I didn't get a chance to share them. So I'm super excited that I get to share them today. And then of course I had to make a couple more to go with it. My calendar is about to get full with so many amazing videos for this season, so you guys need to make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload. Oh my gosh, this one is so cute, I can't. Okay, I'm going to use that wooden Santa and then the Santa ornament head, the booties, and I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with the snowman minus the mop pad. And I'm going to paint it. I actually did end up removing the little rings and all that and basically did the same thing. So you guys just watch and look how cute this thing turns out. If you guys haven't done it yet, make sure you guys follow me on my socials, Instagram and TikTok at Aracelichanyt DIY.
I had to make a cookies for Santa tray, milk and cookies, and I'm taking this Dollar Tree frame, and per usual, I'm going to hand letter everything. You know, I made it look like a kid wrote it because it makes it so much more sweet. And honestly, I have chicken scratch for writing anyway. You can't tell because I do a pretty good job at handwriting, but my normal handwriting does not look like this. Anywhoosie, I'm going to go ahead and trace some circles right into that tray, and then I'm going to use these rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree as well to do my cookies and milk. As you can see, at first I was going over it with a pen, but it was just not working. It was taking too long, so then I just decided to go in there with a permanent marker. These wooden Christmas trees are from Dollar Tree, but I'm going to use them as legs, and I'm just going to use hot glue to glue them to the bottom corners. Then I'm going to paint the frame white, and the little holes I actually did fill in with some twine, and I painted it over it so you can't see the holes anymore. Look how cute this is!
Listen, I know we all love Dollar Tree, but you can't find certain stuff there. Like this, for example. You can find this and all my other tools in my Amazon storefront, linked in the description. Okay, my friends, so this is a trust the process type of DIY, so make sure you trust the process. I'm going to be using one of these Dollar Tree signs. I'm literally thinking up how I'm going to do this as I speak, so you guys are actually following me along on this process. And I'm going to take some plain white acrylic paint. And then I'm going to measure this out because I'm going to be making 3 snowmen right here. So I have a piece of cardboard. Actually, I don't really know what this is. It looks like cardboard to me. I drew out a top hat and I'm going to cut it out. Okay, my hats are all done. Now I'm going to take some fabric. These are the square fabric pieces from Dollar Tree. And then I'm also going to be using a Dollar Tree scarf. So you can see that the fabric is frayed a little bit. You can leave it like that, but I'm going to clean it up a little bit, and I'm just going to take a lighter and just kind of go around the hat, and it's going to get all those little strays closer to the hat. And then taking my pencil, I'm going to kind of round out the top here just to kind of make it look more of a like a snowman figure. For the face, I'm going to be using some Jot permanent marker from Dollar Tree. I'm putting a little bit of blush on them, and these are the colors that I'm using. Okay, so I'm going to take some of these popsicle sticks just to keep with like that 3D effect, and then I did draw like a carrot shape on it, so I'm going to cut it and then I'm going to paint it. I'm going to be using this acrylic paint from Dollar Tree. It's in deep yellow, but it does look a little bit orangey. I think it's the only orange I have, so this is what I'm going to use. Okay, now I'm going to take some ribbons, and these were half off at Goodwill. So this big roll was $2.29, but it was half off. And then I also have these other 2 big rolls. These are really pretty. So this is like velvet ribbon, and there's 2, like a really pretty green one. Let's see. There's this really pretty green one, and then like a maroon one. And these were, I think, half off also from the $6.29. You can also use Dollar Tree ribbon. Okay, so I have this from a different DIY from I don't know when, but to make this, you're just gonna take some of these mini pine picks from Dollar Tree, and I took 2, and then I just put them together and I grabbed some Dollar Tree ribbon, made a little bow, and then attached it, and you guys can see it was already glued. So I'm gonna use this one and then glue it onto my snowman. I attached 2 thumbtacks right on the corners, and then I'm going to take some twine and just wrap it around on each side, and that's what I'm going to hang it up with.
Oh my gosh, this one is my favorite. I think it's so cute. So I'm going to use one of these wooden rounds from Dollar Tree and then also some acrylic paint. And I'm going to put it on there with a baby wipe to make it look more like a stain and not just paint it over.
Okay, so I googled reindeer antler stencil, gonna go to images, and then I'm trying to look for a cute one.
So the one I printed out was not big enough, so I'm just gonna trace around it to make it a little bit bigger. I'm gonna cut that out and use it as a stencil, and then I'm gonna trace it onto some cardboard. I have a lot of shipping boxes because I buy and sell on Poshmark, so don't come at me for the USPS box. Anyway, I cut them out, and then I'm going to use this vinyl, and I'm going to put it right on top of that antler, and it looks so stinking cute. So I'm going to make sure that that's nice and sturdy, and then I'm using this Dollar Tree beanie. I put it over the wooden round, and then I created a hole right there. I'm going to put some hot glue and then just attach the antler right onto it, and you guys will see that I'm going to glue the hat on top of that also. And on the back of the antler, I did actually add a popsicle stick to keep it from bending, and I kept that little hook that comes with the beanie so that I can hang it up with. And then I'm using this Dollar Tree scarf also, the little Santa Claus scarf, and I'm going to take just a piece of it, and then with a Christmas ornament, I'm going to use that as the nose. Can you guys still Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? So I just tucked in the fabric into the ornament, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that as the nose. But I took a Dollar Tree permanent marker and started making the face. And you guys, oh my gosh, every time I do something like this, I feel like I struggle, and then I make a mistake, and then I try to correct it, and it comes out worse. But trust the process is my motto.
Sometimes I think it's just better to leave things alone, because what did I do? I try to correct it and it looks all funky. So now I'm going to do something different. So
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start out with this Rudolph frame, and just so you guys know, several of the DIYs that I'm doing, I'm recreating from some that I saw on Wayfair. I'm just doing it my way. So we're going to go ahead and start off with this Dollar Tree frame. This is from the canvases. I just had it left over. I don't know where the canvas went, but I just went ahead and painted it, and then I'm going to be using this adhesive cork sheet to go on the back. So I'm just going to cut it to size and then staple it to the back.
I can't wait for the weekend. Waking up next to you. We'll be sharing our secrets.
I just drew my design on there first with pencil. For the black part, I am just using a regular Sharpie. And then for the colored part, I am going to be using some alcohol markers that I have been using for a while. I think I have them linked in my Amazon storefront. You guys can check it out. You might find some similar to these.
Let's have a toast for the lovers. Tumble round in the snow, and my heart's going boom, boom, boom. You're so beautiful. What a night. Can you feel it too? Girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday.
I'm doing a different take on a tabletop Christmas tree, and I'm going to use one of these Dollar Tree wooden trees, and I'll be using this acrylic paint in chalkboard green. And I'm just going to go ahead and paint the whole thing because I am going to add some moss to the top of it, and I don't want the wood part to show through. Now, Dollar Tree has different types of moss. I am going to be using this reindeer moss because it's softer. I actually really like this type of moss, but it does come in like big chunks. So I'm just going to take my scissors and try to cut it into pieces as much as I can.
Text every day, and still my feelings are so strong. How I missed your face. Let's have a toast for the lovers. We'll tumble around in the snow. And my heart's going boom, boom, boom. You're so beautiful.
For the stand, I will be using a dowel. You can find these at Dollar Tree, or the one that I got, or the package I got is from Walmart. And then I am using the leftover pieces from the actual Dollar Tree little tabletop Christmas tree that I used for a different project. So I'm just reusing that to make the stand. And just make sure to glue and hammer it on there so it doesn't go anywhere. And then I'm going to glue that to the back of my tree. So you can decorate it any way you want. I'm just going to be using a few of these beaded necklaces from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 8. If I would have had red, I would have used red, but I'm just going to use like the goldish color. And then I'll also be using some twine to wrap the dowel. And then I also have a really cute Dollar Tree Christmas tree skirt that I'm going to use that I will show you guys here in a second.
Can you feel it too? Girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday, yeah. Let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday, holiday, yeah. Can't wait another year. Just talking on the phone. I'll make you feel at home. Oh, when I got you by my side. What a night.
Here's another really cute Wayfair piece that I found. I actually found these puzzle pieces at Dollar General. They were pretty cheap, so I picked them up a while ago, actually, before I even saw that DIY. So I will be using both this chalkboard green and then like the Christmas red or whatever color that was. And then I will also be using some white.
Girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday. Jolly holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday.
Now I am drilling some holes on the top of the puzzle pieces because I'm going to add some twine to hang it from. And then I will be using some of these Dollar Tree stickers. Just going to use the NOEL. And a couple of them actually went over the hole on the puzzle, but it's okay, you can't really tell. And I think it looks super cute.
Here comes the jolly season again with the sleigh bells and choirs singing.
So I think this one is super cute. I know you can't tell, it's a light up gnome when you look at it, but I'll show you guys how I made it. So I took one of these little globe things from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using the LED lights with the battery pack. So I will just be drilling a hole at the bottom of this so I can thread the lights right through it. And of course, that's what's going to go into the bulb and light it up.
Ringing out for me. This year I've been nothing but good. Santa Claus, I hope you receive and put some big fat golden stars in your book for me.
All right, so this is a leftover piece of a mop from Dollar Tree, like the mop pad, and it's really fluffy and cute. So I just went ahead and wrapped that around. Of course, that's going to be our beard. And then for the hat, I did take a hand towel from the kitchen section at Dollar Tree, and I think the colors are perfect with the white and the red. And I'm just going to cut it to a hat shape and glue it and stuff it and all that. You guys will see what I do.
Tell me Santa's Christmas
So I did stuff it a little bit with some tissue paper, and then I didn't actually glue the hat around the head just because it's staying perfectly still. For the nose, I'm using half a wooden bead, and then I am going to be gluing the fabric together on the hat just so it kind of like droops down. And then on the end, I'm going to be using a little wicker ball from Dollar Tree, and you guys can decorate it however you want. But I'm also going to be adding some wooden blocks at the bottom just because it's going to keep it a little bit more stable when you set it up. Okay, so this one can be a picture board, or it can be a board where you can hold like Christmas cards, and you can make it as big as you want. I'm only gonna make it as big as the supplies that I have. So I'm gonna take 2 of these summer signs from Dollar Tree. They do have 3 pieces each, and I feel like they have these year-round at my Dollar Tree, so I don't have to wait for like spring or summer. You guys can see there, I just glued them all together, and to make them more stable, I did add some paint sticks to the back. And then you can paint this if you want, but I'm actually going to be using some cardstock paper or just whatever patterned paper that you can find. I have these. It's just like kind of green and white. So I'm just going to cut them to size and then glue them down with just this regular Dollar Tree glue. All right, so I don't want to hear any more excuses about the Cricut and how nobody has a Cricut. So you guys can use your hand to letter everything. So I go into it first with some pencil, and then I'm just going to use a Sharpie. And practice makes perfect. If you don't have good handwriting, keep doing it or trace it or whatever you want. But I just kind of freehand it. It's not always perfect, but it'll do. And to hang the pictures or cards, I just added some thumbtacks with some twine and the little clothespins that you could find at a craft store or at Dollar Tree. Alright, so we gotta feed Santa. So I'm gonna go ahead and take one of these square boxes from Dollar Tree that has the 4 different compartments, and we're just gonna go ahead and attach these little wooden legs, I'm gonna call them. I think they're like figurines, but I'm gonna call them legs. I think I bought those at either Michael's or Dollar General. I can't really remember, but they weren't that much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue them to the bottom. By the way, I am using my hot glue sticks that are meant for woodworking. And then I'm going to give it a couple coats of paint as well. And for the letters to do the cookies for Santa font, I'm going to be using some rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree. I have a ton of these in my stockpile. I have seen them recently, so you might be lucky if you do look for them. If not, it's okay. Just use your hand, as I'm about to do for the Santa piece on here. I'm just going to go ahead and use a Sharpie for that. Now, I have been trying to figure out what the heck to do with this little gingerbread man that I have been holding on to for so long, from Dollar Tree, of course. I'm going to be using this acrylic paint that I would highly, highly not recommend for normal painting. I just don't like it. I use it as a stain. When you use it with either a wet paper towel or a baby wipe, as I'm doing, it works perfectly. You don't have to add water because it's so thin. So I'm just going to go ahead and stain my gingerbread man. So I just added some paint on there and did the face with a Sharpie marker, and then using that same hand towel I used earlier, I just made a little hat for him that I'm going to glue right on there, and then doing the same thing, gluing it down or gluing the fabric together so it droops down, and then adding a little bead at the top. And because he's going to be sharing some cookies with Santa, I wanted to make him a drink. So I actually picked up these little ornament things from Dollar Tree for the fall season. And they're, I don't know, like cappuccino cups or something. You guys can paint them. I'm just using like vinyl that I have laying around. Just anything that you have laying around. You guys can choose whatever. So I just placed that right on top and then just used the same stickers from Dollar Tree to add the G for gingerbread man, and then using some cockeye I'm going to go ahead and do my whipped cream at the top. I was going to make one for Santa as well, but I was running short on time, so maybe I'll make it next time. Okay, so gnomes are all the rage, and this is my first year making them, so I'm going ham with them. I found these door hangers at Dollar General as well, so I'm just going to be using that for the body. And again, I'm just going to be using some vinyl that I have to put on top. Again, you can paint it, but whatever paper, whatever you want, however you want to do that. And then I also cut a piece of foam board from Dollar Tree to make into the hat, and I made sure that it was long enough and that it was pointy enough to look like sort of the recreation, I guess, but not really. And then I also found these microfiber towels at Dollar Tree, and they're super nice and fluffy. I did do a stencil of like a beard. It's kind of hard to cut this fabric, so it didn't come out as perfect as my original stencil, but that's okay, you guys get the point. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that right on there. And then I did take one of these fluffy socks from Dollar Tree as well. I'm not there yet. There I am. Okay, so I actually felt bad using one of these because they're so comfortable, but they're only $1, so it's okay. I can always go buy more. So I'm just going to go ahead and stretch it out all the way on the top of the foam board, and then at the tip, or in the tip, I am going to add a little bit of stuffing just so it makes like a little ball, and then wrap it around with twine and just, you know, fluff it up, scrunch it up however you want. I'm going to be adding a bead for the nose. This ho-ho sign is going to be easy peasy. I am going to be using some of these wooden blocks from Dollar Tree to make both H's, and I'm going to be using 8 pieces for each H. And then I feel like Dollar Tree always has these little signs. I have a bunch of them in my stockpile, so I'm going to use one of those, and then some of this peel and stick wallpaper. Just go ahead and wrap it around. And then I also found these glitter letters at Walmart a while back. I got them on like super clearance. They were like pennies. You can find them at Dollar Tree though. And then they also have, or I'm also using this wired garland to wrap around the O. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick it right in the hole so it stays still, and then glue it all around. While I did that though, I was waiting for my H's to dry because I did like a coat of spray paint just so I didn't have to wrap the whole thing with my vinyl that you guys can see that I'm using here. So I just cut out the H-shaped vinyl, place it at the top, and I'm going to glue everything together on the little platform. And I actually like how the letter looks with the garland in the back. So whether you guys decide to do it this way or this way. Just depends on your preference, but I thought it was super cute. I always leave my favorite towards the end, but now I don't know which one's my favorite. So I went ahead and printed out just one ice skate, just like the graphic. So I cut that out and then I traced it on some chipboard. You guys can use cardboard or foam board or whatever thick piece of material that you have. And I just went ahead and cut it out with my X-Acto knife. These are really sharp, so just, you know, if you do use X-Acto knife, be careful. Again, I'm going to be using some vinyl, and you guys can paint it or add craft paper, whatever. It's up to you guys, to your preference. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to drill some holes on there so I can add some shoelaces that are made out of twine. Okay, so here's that mop pad that I used earlier. So this actually worked for 2 projects, for the light up gnome and then also for my ice skates. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut a piece out. Oh, as you guys can see there, I did add a little loop of twine to the top of the skate as well, because that's what I'm gonna hang it from. But yeah, just cut it to whatever shape or size you want and then glue it right on there, and that's it. To make the snowflake candy cane, you're going to need 2 sets of these snowflakes. These are newer to my Dollar Tree, and there's going to be a total of 8, and I'm going to spray paint them with red and white spray paint. I thought about putting them on the grass, so I did actually glue them to a planter hanger that I painted red, but you guys can just glue them to each other or choose whatever else method of doing it so you can hang them or just, you know, put them right inside of a planter. I love this DIY, and it only cost $1.25. So I took one of these plain black doormats from Dollar Tree, and then I used the snowflakes from the previous DIY, and I killed 2 birds with 1 stone, and I just put them right over and spray painted and used them as a stencil. And then I realized that I didn't want to leave any of the actual black on the mat, so I spray painted throughout the whole mat, and then I took some acrylic paint and some round sponge brushes and just tapped on to create like a polka dot effect, and I did 3 different sizes just going all around the snowflakes and throughout the mat.
The night before Christmas, I was closing down for business in my little prison shop. When the bell on the door.
I found these large Dollar Tree snowflakes, and then I'm also going to take some paint sticks, and I'm going to use a total of 5, and one of them I am going to cut in half.
On the door, jingled once more, and then time almost came to a stop. But somehow I knew, and maybe so did you, that everything would change from now on.
Just so you guys know, the vinyl did come up on here, so I would leave the ends exposed and then glue it. I wouldn't put vinyl all the way across because the weight of the sign is going to make it peel off, and you guys will notice it when it's hanging up, what I mean. And then I'm just going to go ahead and glue the snowflakes on there, and I'm just standing them up to make sure that they're nice and level. And you guys, I didn't even realize that I was going to use some garland to hang it up, and the holes that are on the snowflake, These can just be moved right over here. But since it's already glued down, I'm just going to drill the hole, and then I'm using a beaded garland from Dollar Tree to hang it up. So I bought 2 packs of these planters at Dollar Tree, and I believe they have 6 each, and I used 8 to make a total of 4 sets of bells. For all of my non-Dollar Tree supplies and tools like this one, make sure you check out my Amazon storefront linked in the description.
We forgot what you came for, and in the coffee shop just next door, we talked for hours on end, and somehow we knew that we'd found something true, and that everything would change from now on. Yes, from this Christmas on, this Christmas on, from this Christmas on, it's gonna be you and me decorating the tree from this Christmas on. From this Christmas on.
This gnome wreath is super easy. You're just going to take 2 of the Dollar Tree Christmas trees and you're going to zip tie them together. That way they don't move around on you. And then of course spread out all of the branches, make them nice and fluffy. I also found this cute beanie at Dollar Tree, and there's 2 different sides to it, and I actually kind of like the striped side better, so I'm going to flip it inside out.
Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I...
Hey, if you guys want to see shorter videos and behind the scenes stuff, make sure you follow me on my socials, Instagram and TikTok at Aracelichanyt DIY.
Alright, so I know we like the little red truck, but today we're going to make it white, and I'm using 2 of these Dollar Tree trucks, and then also these wooden rounds from Amazon and some Dollar Tree crates. And I am using the thicker home paint for this. I'm not using that white acrylic paint because it'll be too thin. You'll have to do tons of layers on it if you do that. And then I'm also using some chalkboard paint on the wheels and just painting everything up.
With you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. I'm making plans for what we're gonna do. I feel so blessed that I can be with you. 'Cause God knows that I've been longing for you. I just wanna hold you close. You know the stars are shining just for you. Let's take a walk and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay. maybe kiss a bit and dream away. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this.
To make the hood and the roof of the truck, I am using a cork sheet from Dollar Tree as well, and then I'm also going to paint that white. And truthfully, I was just a little lazy, so I didn't actually paint the back of the truck, but looking at it now, I'll probably go back and do that.
Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents.
So I'm gluing the corners of the crates together, but I'm also going to add some popsicle sticks at the bottom so it doesn't come apart on me.
Spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh, 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 ooh.
So originally I was going to make this out of foam board, but apparently every Dollar Tree I went to is sold out. So I'm using these presentation boards, I guess, from Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just going to cut the sides and overlap them together and duct tape it. I would probably do glue also. I'm also using skewers on the back and just taping it like crazy. And it's not going to look pretty on the back, trust me, but it's okay. It's the front that matters anyway. So I went ahead and drew my gnome, and then I added an extra piece at the top so that it could be tall enough to make the hat. And then these are the same paints that I used on the little red truck or the little white truck, but I'm using the chalkboard paint, the green, and then also some, am I using red on this one? No, I don't think I am. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and paint this up.
And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you.
Okay, so to add my first layer of beard, I went ahead and put a folded up piece of tape right there and held it down with another one. And then I took a mop head from Dollar Tree, and I'm sure I could just take the plastic off, but my nails, it's hard to work with them. So I'm pulling all the strands out, and I used a total of 3 mop heads. So just pulling them out, and then I'm just gonna start taping the strands down onto the tape. And I did the same for the second layer, but I went just a little bit higher, and then the third layer a little bit higher than that. And then just trim the beard. I think I'm going to go out and trim it a little bit more. I want it to be pointier. And now I'm just going to take a piece of wood and some foam, or some pool noodle, sorry, and I'm going to make a base for the back because I don't want this thing falling over, especially because I'm going to have it outside. And just drilled some holes, added some glue, and put some skewers on there. And then I put the pool noodle right over that, and I'm just going to tape the heck out of it on the back of the gnome. And I also did glue the bottom to the wood, and again, I don't want it falling over. You guys could always hang it if you'd like, but I'm also going to be using 2 pieces of fabric from Dollar Tree. I told you guys it was not going to look cute on the back, but it doesn't matter. It looks cute from the front. And you guys can see I'm leaving it a little bit slouchy, and I had just enough to cover the whole hat. And I found one of these scarves at Dollar Tree as well. I'm going to put that right on the rim of the hat, and then using a Dollar Tree ornament that I spray painted as the nose, and it's all done.
Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. Loving so beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend.
So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you leave me a thumbs up, leave me any comments or questions down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!